Coach, with Virginia's defense the way they are, just talk a little bit just about how critical it was playing offense so fast tonight.
Yeah, well, I think what really helped is just getting a couple guys that can shoot the basketball, get into a rhythm. Obviously, Stefanovic and Proctor, made some shots. And anytime you want to loosen up a defense that's trying to prevent the ball to get into the paint, and they're so good at that, you got to be able to make some shots to get them to adjust. But I thought our big guys were really good tonight, and then I thought we were pretty good at executing and also trying to take advantage of some situations. Like whenever we tried to get into transition, take those open ones early. But if not, try to put them on defense and just execute. But just got to give our guys credit. Everything always looks better when the ball goes in. And we made some shots early and got into a rhythm. And then I thought we did a good job of setting our defense and trying to keep them out of the paint.
Matt, what did you like most about the double big lineup? I know you've gone to it before, but in terms of they seem to be passing to each other well.
Yeah, both of them are good passers. Obviously, Travion has really long arms. Matt at 7'3" can look over doubles, and that's hard because Diacati and Huff are both 7 foot and long. And, but no, we just needed a change, in terms of from a lineup standpoint. I just thought we needed a little bit more of a punch, and obviously this is a different style to play against. The two teams we just got done playing against were both pressing, tight teams, and this is obviously more of a half-court defensive team. And I thought with their 2 7-footers that we matched up well with our size, and it just made sense to do it. But I thought we needed a lift. No Jail and Aaron both were pros about it and very professional. And I thought they did some good things for us off the bench. And then the two guys that ended up starting that were coming off the bench, they both played really well.
Matt, when you said, was this a decision you made on the way back from Florida? And I guess why did you need Sasha?
After I watched both games, I watched both games on Sunday and came in here, I just thought we needed that. Travion gives us a lot of good things. Sometimes the matchup's not the best for us from a defensive standpoint. But his ability to rebound really helps us. And then I thought we needed more skill. We didn't, we've really utilized the 3-point line. And I thought Stefanovic could give us a lift shooting the basketball. And, it's hard when you play pressing style teams, VCU and Florida State. We felt like we had to play kind of 2 point guards together, whether that was Isaiah Thompson and Eric Hunter or No Gel. 2 of those 3 guys needed to be out there to handle the basketball and help us. And that took away from a little bit of our skill in terms of shooting it. And Sasha didn't play as much, but you see tonight, he can really change some things with his ability to shoot.
Man, not to look too far ahead, obviously Big Ten play starts this weekend.
Right.
You talked about how physically this team kind of needed to take a step forward maybe.
Right.
Did they do that here?
No question. I just holding them to 40 points, just our effort on the defensive end was really good, and then we gave ourselves a chance by not turning the basketball over. The thing that was a little bit out of character for them was that I didn't think we'd be able to turn them over, and we were able to do that. So 16 turnovers for them is a lot of turnovers. But no, I was proud of our guys. I thought we had a great effort across the board, and sometimes it's easier to scrap and fight when the ball's going in. Things went our way, and but I liked our fight. I liked our fight when we were turning it over in Florida. Too bad we were sprinting back after we turned it over half the time, but I thought our guys had a good attitude and they played hard. We just didn't always play smart.
Matt, you just hit on the turnovers, but what was it that you were doing to generate those, or were some of them self-inflicted on their end?
I think a little bit of both. I think some of them were self-inflicted and some of them were just trying to have active hands and trying our best. It's hard with those 7-footers when they dive because they can go over the top of the help. And we had one deflection early in the game that was going to be a lob, and so it's a little bit different than some teams just because of their size. But no, we were just trying to be as active as we could. They play at that pace to where they're gonna score at the end of the clock a lot, and that really sets the defense. They get people to be antsy, and I thought tonight we did a good job of being active, but also not fouling. We're prone sometimes just to hatchet people. And we did a better job tonight of being aggressive and not fouling.
To kind of go off that with the effort, they went 4 for 24 on 3-pointers. What did you guys do well tonight to help them do that?
Yeah, well, they haven't shot well from 3. across the board. You know, Diacati, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, you know, he was 8 for 15 coming into the game. Huff was, you know, 3 for 10. You know, but some of those other guys, you know, had really struggled shooting the basketball. They had very low percentages. And so we're just trying to keep the ball out of the paint and then contest when they shot. But if they made one, not overreact into a couple makes. You know, still understand what we're trying to do here. Keep them out of the paint, you know, trying to make them shoot over us as much as possible.
Matt, I apologize if anybody's asked you about this, but I got here late. Was any part of the challenge of entering this game trying to keep your guys focused on this game and not on what happened a year ago?
I think if we would have had the same team, I think that would be an issue. You know, we have a lot of different faces. They have a lot of different faces. You know, they don't have the same snipers they had last year, and we don't have the same snipers. You know, I watched it a couple nights ago for the first time, and just the shot making ability on both teams was just unbelievable. I wish I could have watched the game instead of coached it. But it was amazing. You know, Kyle Geis and Ryan Klein, and obviously Carson and how he played, and Ty Jerome. Ty Jerome made some unbelievable plays in that game. And sometimes things get lost and overshadowed when somebody scores 42 points, but Carson was just, you know, phenomenal. But then seeing that play at the end of the game was so surreal. You know, what a play by Clark. I never had watched it, just a one-handed pass, and obviously the shot that Diacati had to make. But no, it wasn't that big of a deal. We didn't really talk from that standpoint. You know, it's just normally in those situations you make a mistake as a coach. You got to live with it the rest of your life. Or some player makes a mistake and you feel terrible for them. Somebody calls a timeout, they don't have them. Somebody, you know, just, you know, you have a breakdown. It's competitive sports, it happens. And that didn't happen to us. You know, they made a great play. What people lose sight of is that we have the lead underneath a minute in overtime. And they made a great play driving the basketball. And then we have a good shot, we just miss it, and then we get into fouling, and they obviously win the game. But no, I was, you know, after watching it, you're like, you know, amazed at all the plays that happened. It was just a phenomenal game. But in terms of this year, it's a lot different. It's just us trying to get a win after losing a game, and then also trying to help the Big Ten. You know, we talked a little bit about that. It's just like, seems like if you play that 9 o'clock game, it comes down to, you know, someone's got to win from your league. But like, let's put the 9 o'clock Big Ten guys in a better position by trying to win this game at 7:15, and it was great that we were able to help the Big Ten.
Jahad said that he basically, there was a discussion basically about feeling like that you guys have been playing the play and not necessarily playing the game of basketball. You've been trying to run a lot of plays all the way through and not necessarily looking for shots when they're
right.
Is that something you kind of push them to kind of look for more, especially in this game when you don't get too many?
Trying to push him in general to shoot the basketball. You know, and so like when you get open and you're someone that can shoot, you always give us a chance to rebound when we shoot it. But if you throw the ball to the other team, you can't rebound turnovers. And so like trying to get his mentality. He's been such a driver, and now he's seen a lot of size. So like he said it, but it's really him. You know what I mean? Like you're a good scorer, but you can't always go and score at the rim over 2 7-footers from Virginia or Florida State's length. You know, what have you, and so like he has to take some open ones. I thought tonight, even though he missed a couple of them, that was a great sign for him. Just shoot the basketball. You get open from 3, shoot as many as you can take, because he's a good shooter. He's a good scorer also, and he can make free throws and make pull-ups. But just, it's a little bit different sometimes at the size at this level. You can't be picky. Take your pull-up, take your threes. If you can get a layup, great. But if not, you're just not going to get there a lot or get there as much as you used to.
What kind of growth have you seen in Eric Hunter in terms of his ability to go get a shot when he needs one?
Well, he made that big three tonight. They gave him some space, but more impressed with his defense and taking care of the basketball. 4 assists, 1 turnover tonight. He played great defense. On Clark, and him and Nogel kind of took turns guarding Clark, and thought they both did a really good job. But Eric's really, made some strides here for us and played really well.
Will you wait another 9 months to watch this game?
I'll watch it tomorrow morning. That's a good question.
What will you do with those number 2 pencils?
Oh man, it's hard to watch the last game of the season. It's one of those things, but it was really hard to watch. I don't know if I'd ever watch that. There's no sense in watching it. But you got to do your job. You've got to watch and see, what works, what doesn't work. But we scored a lot differently then. even though we ran a couple actions tonight that we run in the past. You know, as a coach, sometimes it's hard to, you know, what worked in the past now isn't always gonna work. And so like, it's always taken us, or I should say me, a little bit more time to get things figured out, like who you have, how to use them, things like that. Just don't be stuck and these are our plays, this is what we're gonna do, you're just gonna fill in. You know, try to get guys that are, you know, more comfortable, you know, playing in the ropes.
Just to kind of clarify on the lineup, because you already pretty much said it, but was this tonight's lineup just basically matchup based? I mean, did you see yourself using that?
It was matchup based, and it was also coming off the games that we played. You know, I felt like some guys, we needed a punch, shooting the basketball, and then I felt like Travion's played really well. I thought he's done some good things for us. It's not always the best defensive matchup for him, and sometimes he can be turnover prone. He's not a great free throw shooter, and so he's going to keep getting fouled because he gets offensive rebounds and he gets post ups. And guys that do those two things only get fouled a lot. So just got to keep working on it. But I just thought we needed a change, and we'll see going forward if that's what we'll do. But we'll definitely play together.
I mean, do you see that on any occasions where you're not facing two bigs like this? Or do you feel
we
like
just have
for that?
It's going to depend on us and depend on the quality of the people we're playing at those spots. Like if that's going to be something they can just expose us and it's obvious, you get those pick and pop fours that are really like old school small forwards.
Right.
That, now that's a little bit difficult for us. Matt ends up guarding those guys. We put Matt on those guys just because he can use his length and do stuff, but it's still a tough matchup. So you can go back and forth all day on stuff like that.
Right.
So Matt said before, like this game, this big huge victory is just a start, and if without win more games, this victory is meaningless. What do you say this game for the future, and do you think this game gives more faith for the future games?
Yeah, well, I think you have to have hope. Like when you have a new team, like they need confidence. They can act like they got it all under control, but in reality, you got to have quality wins and try to build off of it. And build that confidence. And so, I think tonight was great. We have a great environment here, but we also have to play well. So it's a great environment, and we gave them something to cheer about. And there's some nights you don't. Some nights you don't play well, you don't shoot well, and then you lose that home court advantage. Not entirely, but you lose some of it. And but no, I thought from a defensive standpoint, we're not going to shoot the basketball as well as we did every game tonight. We're just not. That's just part of it. And but I think we showed from a ball control, rebounding, and defensive, those things can be constants. We need those things to be constants. So I think that was a great start for us.
Coach, how much is Sasha's foot injury slowed him down in regards to missing a lot of practice and that? And is he pretty much healthy now and
I
can go
think
what you want?
Yeah, he would have to answer that. But he's practiced this last week. Previous week, he didn't practice the first couple of days. We had a week off, and he didn't practice that Monday and Tuesday. Then we took Wednesday off. And then he practiced Thursday, Friday, played Saturday. And then when we rolled into our tournament in Florida, he's practiced ever since then. So I think that's good. But I haven't talked to him like now. He didn't play a lot. His foot had nothing to do with him not playing as much in that tournament. It was more a style of play with us thinking we had to have 2 points out there. But you obviously see the impact he can make. He shot the ball extremely well against Texas to start the season, and then obviously he shot the ball extremely well today. But no, I think he's fine. All right, thank you.
Thank you.